Hello everyone and welcome to the second session of the 4 weeks Personal Development Mentorship Program. Today is Wednesday, the 21st of May, 2025. Throughout this our first week, we have been looking at self-awareness and identity. And in this second session, our focus will be on understanding self. So before we get started, I would like us to have a word of prayer. And I will call on Miss Babat Faith to give us a word of prayer. Miss Faith? All right. Her network seems to be unstable. Miss Rika, please, can you give us a word of prayer? Please unmute your mic and lead us in prayer. Okay, Faith is around.
Good evening to you, sir. Good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
We are praying in Jesus' name. Heavenly Father, Daddy, we thank you, Lord, for another session like this. Lord, Daddy, we pray that whatever purpose we are gathered here tonight, oh Lord, that may we accomplish. Father, Lord, Daddy, we pray that as we seek to improve, as we seek to grow, Father, Lord, that as we seek to study, to learn more, may you give us wisdom and understanding of ourselves. And we pray, oh Lord, that as we seek to grow, you give us the grace, oh Lord, to be able to grow. Lord, that we pray that may you be with us throughout the session of today, and may it be a success. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Miss Faith. All right. So during our first session, we learned that self-awareness is the foundation of growth. Please, I hope we are all together. Are we all together? Are you getting me, please? All right. So during our first session, we learned that self-awareness is the foundation of growth. We learned that our future is shaped by today's choices and that you are responsible for shaping your future self. Our objective of today is to begin identifying personal strengths and growth areas. We are going to explore self-image, self-esteem, and personal values. What we're also going to achieve today is that we are going to hear from a guest speaker who will share with us from her life experience how she was able to identify herself and to relate with the outside world. Also, in today's program, we are going to growth areas. We are going to complete a SWOT analysis and participate in a value auction activity. Are we together? Are we together? All right. So, at this moment, I would like to call on our guest speaker. She is a community psychology student, passionate about mental health, a mental health first aider, a sex education and counseling officer, a child teacher, and a pastor's daughter. She's actually volunteering with Green Glove organization, Exuberant Youth with a Difference, Better World Charity, and Psycho Smart campaign. She actually has a lot to offer to us today, and I am so happy she's in our midst, and I'm very certain that each and every one of us here are so happy to hear from her today. So, as I said earlier, she's going to share with us how she was able to identify herself. From her life experience, she also tell us how she how she's able to relate with the outside world. So at this point in time, I would like to call on Miss Hilda Kimbonin to talk to us. Miss, please, over to you. Her network seems to be somehow unstable. My goodness. All right. While she's trying to connect, I would like her to remind us about our assignments. I hope we have completed our assignments, please, so that when the time comes, we'll not be struggling to actually round up with our assignments. By now, I hope most of us, or all of us, must have submitted our assignments to the mentor. Are we together? All right.
All right. Hello. Good evening. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, we're getting you, please. We're getting you.
All right. Good evening to everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, Miss.
So highly appreciated. Really a pleasure to be here today, and I really count myself opportunity to be present to speak to each and everyone, to all the amazing people on this platform this evening. Thank you, Miss Lydia, for the introduction, and I would start by saying, at least you have introduced me already. I am Girl Holder, and well, I said everything about me, community psychology student. And today we'll be talking about my personal story as far as self-awareness, how I got to know what I actually want, how I got to step out of my comfort zone, that's fighting negative self-image and building something positive for myself, which I am still building. And I hope my story is going to help or inspire someone out there. Please, can everyone hear me?
Yes. You are getting you, ma.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay. First of all, I grew up as a pastor's daughter, like you have said, when my introduction was being done, as a pastor's daughter in a missionary field, not like the city pastor's daughter. So I grew up in a very small locality as a pastor's daughter. Everyone was looking up to. In fact, those from the Baptist background know a field pastor is like more about what he does. My dad has been a field pastor from when I was born, with a lot of expectations, but I did not I already had that low self-esteem. I was not seeing myself capable to be able to meet up the expectations people have of me, both at home and out of home. So it was really difficult. Like I was literally struggling to please people every time. I don't know if people have had that similar experience, but it was difficult to appreciate myself for who I am. It was like, since they want me to be this kind of a person, I just have to live to their expectations, regardless of how I feel, how it affects me, whether it's negative or positive. And that went through for a very long time, and that dealt a lot with my self-esteem. Why? Because I did not actually realize, I did not take time to focus on my strength and not the expectations people had from me. I did not take time to focus on what I can do rather than what I cannot do, which many people see the negativity. I did not take time to look into myself to find the strength which exists within me. I focused on the negative aspects that people were portraying or people were seeing from my life, and they're condemning me and saying I'm not up to expectations, I am not good enough, I am not behaving like other pastors' children, and so on. Being an introvert, it was really difficult to do everything the people wanted, because pastors said they expect you to stand in public, to lead the choir, to lead in prayers, and so on. If the pastor student here or leader student, and you can relate with the vibe, like they don't expect a whole lot from you regardless of your personality. And being an introvert, it was a whole big challenge. Like I did not know how to start talking in the public, doing this and that. Well, in primary school was not a big issue. I was until I entered adolescence, everything changed. So it became a big challenge. Until I think a lot of things happened until lower six, where I had to sit down myself and try to do something that would please me for once. Yeah, I felt like pleasing the crowd. I had done that for a very long time, and it was time to start pleasing myself and building something for myself, because I was not going to remain that baby girl that needs to please the crowd, but I had to face my own future. So while struggling to find out what to do, while struggling to find out how to go about making the difference, how to step out of my comfort zone, how to step out of my shell and make a difference, it came with a lot of challenges, which many of us will surely be facing the same challenge. That's breaking the boundaries and stepping out of your comfort zone. First of all, stepping out of your comfort zone is a whole challenge. Talk less of stepping out of your comfort zone, which might entail losing a lot of friends if you are the people kind of, or if you keep the few that you keep, if they don't align to that purpose that you uncover in yourself, you discover it is actually your purpose. If they don't, if your friends that you already have don't align with your purpose, it becomes very difficult to step out of your comfort zone and go for what you actually want in life, because like your friends are holding you back. Please, I don't know if my volume is good enough. Someone complained about me. I hope it's better now. If not, you can let me know so I can improve on that. Thank you. Alright, so while in lower grade, coincidentally, I was let school prefect, something I'd never wanted. I was shying away from responsibility, shying away from position, shying away from anything that has to do with me standing out to do anything. But then I was made the school prefect. At first, it was sanitation prefect. I felt like, well, it's no big deal. I can just do whatever, just find my lane. It's not even something popular, so I can just be on my lane. I must not talk. I can only come out maybe doing cleanup days, and after that I just find my corner and go to bed. After the first term, second term, they came up with a club, and I was made leader of the club, so it became now another whole and additional responsibility, being sanitation prefect and leading a whole club in school. So with that, I had to tell myself that since they have given me this responsibility, it's time to use it as an opportunity or a stepping stone to discover what they are seeing inside of me, which I have not discovered it, and see if I can actually be the leader they are seeing in me. Not that I do not like anything public. I do not like talking in public. But if it comes to children, I don't have a big deal. But so long as they are teenagers like me by then, so long as there are people almost my age now, I don't do. Talk less of school teachers and big people was not my thing. So when I was made school prefect and the prefect of the excellence club in my school, it now opened a whole new chapter for me. I had to get into counseling. Why? Because handling abstinence in school, you have students who will come to you complaining about the boyfriend has done this, the girlfriend this, blah blah blah, family issues, and then it's anxiety, it's either depression. In the suburbs of the Northwest, in this subdivision, where we had experienced a lot of issues with the crisis, so there was already a lot of trauma learned around us. So I had a lot of cases to handle, which now made me discover that I could not only listen to people, but I could listen and speak sense. I used to see myself as that very stupid weary that doesn't know anything. But someone comes to me with a challenge, talk one or two times. The third time, I'm like, how is it going? No, senior, everything is fine. Everything is okay. I can, even when the guy comes now, I can tell him no with my full chest without creating a scene, and everything goes on normal. I was like, wow. So I can actually make, like, there's actually something I can do which makes sense. So I started working out towards identifying myself. Remember that negative self-image, or on when you are not aware of who you are, you focus on the negativity people see in you. It's rare to find people who will see a positive aspect in you. Yes, there are people who will do that, but it's not very popular. You have a lot of people who will see the negative side of you, the negative this, you are not doing this, you are not doing that. So it's your responsibility to sit yourself down, explore new productive things in order to get to know what is that particular thing that you can do very well. So when I discovered that counseling was working for me, even though I was not trained, so at least I could do something, but not as an expert. And I had a friend who was a counselor, so when it comes to me and I cannot handle the case, obviously I was not trained, so I should not be boasting about handling cases. So when they come to me, I just do kind of psychosocial support, and then I channel the person to a counselor who picks it up from there and then handles the case like a pro. But then I noticed that there was something in me. One, people were able to come up to me and then express themselves, tell me the challenges they were facing, and I could offer solutions, even though partial, but at least I could channel them to people who will offer solutions, and then that was going to be helpful to them. So I then had to start developing myself in that aspect. But then a challenge came. I became busy handling cases, taking people to the hospital social worker who was a friend. Since I could not be part, I had to just refer them to the hospital where they'll meet the counselor. So it became now more difficult, where I had to handle cases that took almost all my time away from my friends, and it became a big issue. They're like, what do you think you are? Now, us, we used to spend our break together walking around campus and maybe sitting in class and reading. But now during break, instead of us to do the usual things you're doing, you're walking up and down and talking with people up and down. Do you think that you're more important, or you're bigger than us? And stuff like that. So it became a real challenge. Yeah, that's just to say that when you're stepping out of your comfort zone, you face challenges first with yourself. Yourself or your old self is not comfortable. Low self-esteem has a way that it makes you so afraid of unnecessary things. It makes you become so afraid of the unknown that it brings in a lot of anxiety. And when you start attacking it brings in discomfort at first with yourself. But then you still have a challenge that you face with the outside world, with those you meet out there or your friends. It becomes challenging. Imagine me having friends who were into, I just want to flex. During break, it's time to chat, discuss about a new series, which I just used to sit and then I just vibe along but not doing anything. But now my routine changed. During break, it's either I'm attending to a student, going to the hospital to hand a student to a counselor, or I'm reading something to read, something new to teach during the club, or something new to handle it. On a case that was brought, I'm trying to read more on that particular thing to know what to tell the person the next time we meet and stuff like that. So a whole lot had to started changing, which costed all my friends. It got to a point where I did not have a friend. There was no one to talk to, even to read, right up to upset. I was reading alone. You turn to this person, they're like, rather to abandon me and then go and start talking with big people. Because I had to now make friends with people who were into counseling. Since I was schooling in the seminary, we had to get close to those who were doing biblical counseling. So they could also give me tips. So when the student comes, if it's a Christian, I now know maybe I can tackle this from the biblical perspective. If it's maybe a Muslim who is schooling in my school, I know that okay, this is something that has to be maybe holistic or purely theory, which I'm not good at. I have to refer to the right person. So it was not like I'm associated with the big people and stuff like that. But then I'm glad I had to pull through, because at the end of the day, even after succeeding in my advanced level, it helped me build a purpose for myself. It helped me discover my potentials. It helped me come out of low self-esteem, and then it led to self-awareness and personal development. That's where I got to discover that there was a lot about myself that I did not know. And I started working on myself, reading books, uh asking people, what do you think? Like, we've been friends for a while. The elderly friends I have, if they're not my peers, they're like, okay, you've known me for a while, what do you think I can actually do? This is what I've discovered. How do I go about meeting this purpose? How do I go about becoming this person I want to be? From there, I started working with mentors who were mentoring me both spiritually and academically, while working with those who are already in my field, in the field of aspiring to get into that counseling and psychology. So that's basically how I came out of low self-esteem and self-doubt. And then I entered a different version of me, where I got to understand what I want. And then now the next issue now was tackling how to become who I want to. Note that knowing who you are is not enough. You can know who you are and then you don't work on it. Same as you can know who you are, then you're there's a saying that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. But then be careful that your step is not in the wrong direction. So I would say that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step in the right direction, not just a step. It begins with a step in the right direction. So you get to understand that this is who you are. You've come to that level in life where you know who you are, you know what you want in life, you know what or who you want to become, the legacy you want to leave. The next thing you should be asking yourself is, how do I go about it? What should I do in order to become that person that I want to be? When I got to discover that I'm interested in counseling, I had to look for a school or something to study that is in line with what I want to become. All right, I've been talking for a while now. Please, if you're still listening, if you're hearing me, maybe just indicate in the forum so that I shouldn't be talking alone and alone. Now, if you're hearing me, please just drop I am still here in the forum. Please, so I can know that we are following. Thank you. All right, so I was saying that when you get to know who you are and what you want, the next thing is finding out a way that you can get to that place. When you succeed to find a way that you can get to that place, you start working on it. And then working on what you want to be has to do with which field should I get into? What exactly should I study in school? Which kind of school should I go to? Who should be my mentor? What kind of things should I even post online and so on? When I discovered I was interested in counseling, I had to look for something in school that is related to that. My main purpose has not only been counseling, but I love psychology. I wanted to know why people do the things they do. I wanted to know why people behave the way they behave, because a lot of people have always come to me and they're like, this girl is so arrogant, you look so scary. They just look at me from the first time and they just read me from what they think. I wanted to know why people think that way when they see people. I wanted to just know the why about humans, which now led me to the field of psychology. And choosing psychology, I started to do something on I started to go in for community psychology. Why? Because I wanted to study a group of people. I didn't want to study individuals. But I had zeal towards youth. So remember that I was especially teenagers. This came from my counseling back in high school. So I started doing counseling in high school with the teenagers, which now led to my aspiration or my desire to study psychology and specifically community psychology. So when I got into the field, I noticed that there was a lot more than what I was expecting. I had to maximize the field, learn both on campus and out of campus, attend seminars that related to my field of study in order to build myself up. And there's also one thing I got to do, that reading books. Besides reading books, I also get to attend seminars, look for mentors or people that are already into the field of counseling and try to network with them, hear from them how they go about how they monetize the field, because one thing is getting into a field out of passion, then another thing is making a living out of that field. So now, getting to know yourself and stepping out of there, when you get to understand who you are, it is now very important to know which step to take, how to go from there in order to create an image for yourself that people see it and they know that this is this particular person and know what the person does or what the person can offer. Please, are we getting me? I don't know. I'm not seeing any reactions in the forum. People are complaining about my volume, but my voice, I'm using like literally all my voice. I don't know. Are people getting me? Please, let's react to the forum so I can know I'm making some sense. Are people getting me, please? So much for the reaction. Thank you so much. All right. So now I want us to shift a little bit from how I got to know what I wanted and then how I started and then go to how I've been working towards building myself. Because one thing I want us to know is self-awareness isn't just getting to know yourself. Or self-image is not just getting to come out of low self-esteem into self-confidence, because when you get to that level of self-confidence, there is still a lot of work to be done. Okay, now you know if I don't intentionally control my decision to unproductive practice, I already know myself. I already know myself. I know what I can do. I know my strength. And so what? How do I leverage on that to build myself up? This is another important aspect I like to discover along the line and to help me. One thing I do is after you align yourself towards it or build up your we don't do we don't need to do about how the very of my what like very I I try so the first time myself where instead of me being an exercise, your student they don't want to let they just need to apart. That's something I never used to. I used to feel like I step out there, do something for myself to identify the strength in me. I'm able to assist people. I'm able to create an impact even around me. Presently, I'm working on a project in school to represent my faculty during a university program coming up in June. That's something that if someone told me that in my normal, like the normal holder will ever enter the dean's office without seeing an audience come, without passing through the steps, I just walk to the office, knock, enter, and discuss what I want to discuss, and then I go. I will never have accepted, not even when I entered the bar in my year one. But then I got to discover that this is not just because of maybe miracle or grace. It's because I was intentional about building myself. I was intentional about getting what I want, and I was intentional about using the right steps towards that direction. Remember that the journey to 1,000 miles does not begin only with a step, but it begins with a step in the right direction. So I had to sit down and then find out which is that direction. How do I go about it? And then I have to walk in that direction. And then I can say it's paying off now, even though I'm still building. So I've been saying a lot. I've been saying a lot, and I would want to say that self-image, self-awareness is very important, and it's very productive. So it's very important to identify who you are and build yourself from there. I don't know. I see my network is not really good. That's why no matter how much I raise my voice, it's not very audible. But let me take a break here, and please, for now, let me take a break here and then open the floor for questions. I don't know if we have any questions so far or any contributions, anything I've said which wasn't well understood, so that I can come in from there. Thank you. Okay, sir. You're welcome, and thank you so much for the opportunity. My network is really bad, so I'm really struggling to talk more, but the network is bad. But I hope I've met some friends, and what I said so far has been helpful. Thank you so much.
All right, Miss. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the enriching message that you have shared with us. A journey of 1,000 miles does not just begin with one step, but with one step in the right direction. Miss. All right, so please, at this point in time, I want us to dive straight into the next item on our program, which is exploring self-image, self-esteem, and personal values. Please, are we together? If you're getting me, please indicate. Please, if you're getting me, indicate. The network seems to be very unstable, please. All right, so it's quite unfortunate that our mentor is not currently connected. So please, Miss Hilda, please, can you just answer this question? There was a question at the comment section that, please, I have a question, Miss. Though my network was disturbing, what motivated you during your journey, and what challenges did you overcome? Okay, all right.
Okay. Thank you so much for the question. First of all, what motivated me was the fact that after identifying that I could do counseling, I actually saw the truth. That at one body the person comes back with a positive feedback. That was the first motivation. The second motivation came from the fact that people around me began to applaud me for what I was doing. Yes, I began to notice that some people started seeing a positive aspect in me because people had seen the negative aspects for long. I started seeing just the negative aspects of me. I was not seeing any positivity in me. But then when I started my journey I started noticing the positive sides from feedbacks. Like people come to me and they're like, okay, I'm seeing what you're doing. It is helpful. Please, how do I handle this? How do I handle that? And I share my own ideas. It helps the person. So that was one of the situations I had. And then
thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that response. Okay, so since time is not on our side, at this point in time, I would like to call on our mentor so that he can come in and talk to us about foundations of self-awareness. What are the foundations of self-awareness?
Hello, everybody. Good evening once again. Good evening to our coordinator. Good evening to our guest speaker. I have been following up the session, and despite the network challenges, let me start by congratulating the guest speaker for honoring the invitation to be here. It is great to see youth, very young of age like us, creating value in our communities and impacting fellow youth. When you see such a desire, such a spirit, it is something to encourage. And it is my prayer and my desire that every one of us here, someday, you are equally going to be in a webinar or in a conference, and your story will be a motivation to many others. who will be listening to you. That being said, let us go straight into the foundation of self-awareness. I'm going to talk about three basic criteria. I'm going to talk about self-image, self-esteem, and personal values. Now, many a times, you cannot say that you're growing personally or you're developing your potentials if you cannot differentiate between your, let's say, your self-image and your self-esteem and your personal values. You need to know the roles of each of these in your personal development journey. So, as I'm sharing my screen, I would love everyone, you should be looking at your screen as we proceed so that you should not be lost. Please let me know if you're getting me now. The network was on and off. Let me know if you're getting me now. Alright. As I mentioned about three basic conditions in the process of self-awareness, I'm going to talk about self-image, self-esteem, and personal values, and it's going to be an interactive session. Okay, so I'll just call on anybody at any point in time to share. You can share anything from what I will call you out to present on. So we have two terminologies here. We have two terminologies here that I would love everyone to differentiate these two terminologies in their own words. We have self-image and we have self-esteem. Self-image and self-esteem. So I'm going to start by calling on Miss Tegan Queen. In your own words, maybe in just 30 seconds. What do you think is the difference between self-image and self-esteem? Please unmute your mic and share with us.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Now understanding self-image is how you present yourself, and self-esteem to be how you behave and carry yourself, like the confidence that you have. So that's my own view. Thank you.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay, I also love to hear from Miss Ngum Brittany. In your own words, what will you say about the difference between self-esteem and self-image?
Good evening, everyone. I think self-image is like how you portray yourself and how you present yourself to the public. That is what the ideology that the public have about you. That's self-image. And then self-esteem is how you like your kind of like your character, your behavior, something of that sort. Yes, humility, those things, something of that sort.
The network seems to be unstable. All right, Miss Faith, can you tell us what you understand by self-image and self-esteem, please?
Thank you for the
Miss Faith?
opportunity. Self self-image, for me, what I think about self-image is what you believe about yourself. Self-image is what you believe about yourself. Then self-esteem is how you value yourself. Self-esteem is how you value yourself. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, thank you. Well gotten. What about you, Miss Leslie? Miss Leslie, please, can you tell us the difference, or what you understand by self-image, self-esteem?
All right, thank you very much. For me, what I understand by the word self-image is what is how people see you, like how you carry yourself, your abilities, like what you can do, like how people see you. Then esteem. Self esteem now is like how confident are you about your self image. Self esteem is like how confident are you about yourself, about your self image. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, what can we say about personal values? What do we understand by personal values? Any suggestion on that? Miss Samira too. I hope you're getting me. Please, what do you understand by personal values? If someone asks you, what are your personal values, what can you say? All right, after you answer, our mentor will continue.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. I'll say personal values are the things that someone has set for his or herself that makes you unique or makes you outstanding.
All right, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Any other suggestion, please?
Good evening, I think personal values are the set of guidelines or rules and beliefs that one put in place to guide your behavior and actions in life and daily routine. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much on all the answers that we have given so far are correct. Yes, at least that means we all actually have in mind what self-image is. That's how you perceive yourself. Self-esteem, your confidence in your own what, that is within, and personal values, the guidelines, the things that guides you. I'm so happy about that. All right. All right, since our mentors network is quite unstable, I would just like us to go down we'll just be exploring the different topics. And when he comes, he's going to detailedly break each of the different topics down so that we all can better understand. Okay. All right. Sir, please, how is your connection now?
Okay, I think the connection is better. Can we proceed? So we're talking about self-esteem, self-image, personal values. Let me know if you're getting me, everybody. Indicate with the comments if you're getting me. Okay. So, self-image, as Queen Terrell said, this is how you perceive yourself, or equally how people perceive you. who you think you are or who people might be think you are, your self-image, your reputation, what you say about yourself, what people say about you, all of that, what people think about you, all of that have to do with your self-image. If you have a bad self-image around people, it will be more difficult for you to develop yourself. Some people usually say, I don't care what people think about me. It's a lie. If people think you are evil, you are bad, even if genuinely you are good, you have a role to play psychologically. You will begin to think. Some people begin to cry when they are alone. Some people, depression will set in because of the ideologies or because of the thoughts of others about themselves. So what people think about you influence the way you go about your personal development struggles. So that being said, it's important for you to know that you must maintain a positive self-image. Do not say that you are not affected by what they say or what they think. At a certain point, it is going to get to you. It will get into your mind. It might get into your subconscious. At a certain point in time, you might not do certain things again because of the way people will say or people will think about you. Then we have self-esteem. Self-esteem has to do with your confidence in your own worth. The confidence to communicate yourself to others. The confidence to take your decision and stand by that decision, irrespective of whether the pressure from friends and family is going to the right or going to the left. You are confident, you are determined, you believe in yourself, you know that you can make it. Even if everybody tells you that you cannot make it, you begin to tell yourself, I will do it, I can do it, I am going to do it. That is self-esteem. And for you to make it deep, or for you to actually develop yourself personally, your self-esteem has a great role to play. Your self-confidence has a great role to play. You cannot, and I say with full confidence, you cannot amount to greatness if you do not have confidence in yourself. Many a times we have confidence more in our environment than we have confidence in ourselves. Somebody is going to write maybe the concours to become a medical doctor. That is his utmost desire or her utmost desire to become a medical doctor. After writing the concours twice and failing, the environment begins to whisper to her, nobody can pass that concours except you used to write. Now you are tempted to think like the environment. You're like, that is true, no wonder. I've written twice, I did not pass. Now you go and become a teacher, you go and become an engineer or something else outside your passion, outside what you were meant to do. You lost confidence because you encountered failure twice. Some people, they lose confidence because of the, let me call it, the fixed mindset of those around them. You want to be a pilot. Nobody in our family has ever been a pilot before. Nobody in this family has ever been a chartered accountant before. Nobody in this village has ever been an engineer before. They begin to bring all that negativity. Your family, your environment, your peers, all the negativities begin to surround you. And if you do not, like we saw in section 1, if you do not overpower your environment will subdue you into their belief system. If you do not overpower your environment, they will subdue you into their belief system. So you cannot overpower your environment if you yourself don't have confidence in what you are doing. And when we talk about confidence here, I'm talking about full confidence. Napoleon Hill describes something. He said, the description of confidence is a burning desire. What does he mean by a burning desire? Now, what Napoleon Hill described in his book, Think and Grow Rich, he said, if you have two options, then you are not confident. Take, for example, I'm writing the concours for medicine and I'm also writing the concours of engineering. In case I fail one, I will pass the other. The fact that you have divided your attention means you are not confident in yourself, according to Napoleon Hill. He said, if you take it upon yourself and say, I will write one concours and I'll pass this one concours, it will force you to give in your utmost best because you know that if you miss this concours, that is all. But when you have other options, several options, it means you are not confident. Now you're trying to divert you. Napoleon Hill says, when you welcome mediocrity or when you welcome second options, or when you give room for failure, that is when failure actually comes. And he gave a story on confidence or that burning desire. He said there were a group of soldiers during the, I think, First World War, Second World War. When they went to war, they went by ship. And when they reached the coast, please be indicating if you're getting me at every given point in time with comments. He said these soldiers, when they reached the coast of the enemy camp, they came out of their ship and canoes. So while they were going to face the enemy, their commander asked that they should bring all the ships and canoes to the land. They dragged, and the commander said they should burn all the ships and all the canoes. And they did, they burned all the ships and canoes. Okay, are we all getting me now? My network ceased again. Okay, so I was talking about a story that had to do with confidence level. And I was this group of soldiers who went to war during the First World War as described by Napoleon Hill. And when they reached the coast of the enemy, they came out of the waters, came out of the ocean or of the sea, and their commanding officer asked that they should bring all the ship, all the canoes, and burn them. So they obeyed. You know, in the army, you don't question your commander. They obeyed. And then one of the soldiers, the assistant, came to the commander secretly and asked that, well, why did you order that they should burn the ship and the canoes? What if the war becomes so difficult, so fierce, that the enemy is overpowering us? What do we do then? If the enemy is winning, the canoes and the ship will serve as a safe guard for us to escape back to our home country. But now you have burden. What do we do in such a case? And the response of the commander showed my attention. The commander said, as long as those ships and the canoes are in the sea, you will always have that mindset to run back to the sea when things are difficult. But with the understanding that there is no canoe and there is no ship at the sea, you are going to fight till your last breath. Your confidence level is going to increase because you know that there is no escape. You must either win or you die fighting. And that's the same thing with self-confidence. Once you have confidence in your passion, in your dreams, in your vision, once you discover your purpose, irrespective of the ups and downs, have confidence that you can attain it and work towards it. And I tell you that you are going to attract that success. There is a law that says the law of attraction. What you are confident about, you keep thinking it in your head, you keep saying it with your mouth, you are definitely going to attract it. So that being said about self-confidence, let's look at the next. We have personal values. Personal values. This is where many people miss it. So many, more than, what can I say? Should I say more than 60 or 70?
Right, everyone. What has said so far? Can somebody just send us something that you have gotten from what a mentor has said so far? What have you gotten from him? You can either send it through a text message in the group so that everyone can benefit from, since network is disturbing. So far from what the mentor has explained about self-image, self-confidence, what can you say? Just send it in the group. All right,
Okay,
you're welcome.
connection. Sorry about that. I was talking now about your personal values. Please let me know if you're getting me. Everybody, let me know if you're getting me. Okay, I was talking about personal values, and I said there are people that they have struggled to build their positive image. Some of them have struggled to raise their personal confidence or their self-confidence or self-esteem, but then they don't have personal values. And this is where you see so many of our parents in those days, they were hardworking. They did their best. They did what is right, no stealing, no cheating, but they still ended up being poor. Some of them still ended up being a failure. It could be because of the issue of mismanagement of personal values. Now, what do we consider as personal values? In my notes, I said in summary, these are core principles guiding your decisions. Core principles guiding your decision. Now, personal values spread across different disciplines in your life. You should have core principles in relation to finance, core principles in relation to social media, core principles in relation to how you interact with people, the way you speak, the way you associate with your environment, the way you do everything you do. Your core principles is what define your ways of action. All right, I'll use myself as a case study to best explain this. Now, let's take finance, for example. One of my core principles in finance is that for every money that I get, no matter how big, no matter how small, I must cut 50% and save it up for future investment purposes. That does not mean that I don't have needs. There are times when my needs can range to maybe 30,000 francs, and then the money that enters my hand is 10,000. It's not up to half to take care of my needs. Many times we are going to spend all that 10,000 francs simply because it's not even enough to take care of our needs. That is mismanagement. Your personal values are so you cannot grow financially. To grow in any dimension, be it finance or relationship or whatever, you need personal values. The absence of those values will keep you limited on that same spot. So if I should receive 10,000 francs and I know that I need 30,000 francs, inside that 10,000 that I just received, I will cut 5,000 and save it up for future investment purposes. And then the remaining 5,000 is what I will be struggling with. So if I tell you that I don't have money, it does not mean that my account balance is zero. What it simply means is that after deducting what I must save, I don't have a balance. Number two, I will not buy something for myself if I cannot buy 3 of it. What do I mean? If I want to buy a shoe and that should cost 25,000 francs, for example, I must make sure I have at least 25,000 times 3, which means I should be able to buy 3 copies before I buy 1 copy. I should not buy 1 copy and then I begin to regret that I don't have money. So if I want to buy maybe a vehicle right now and the vehicle costs 1 million, I make sure that I should have at least 3 million before I cut 1 million out of it to buy that vehicle. So whatever I want to buy, I must have 3 times the amount of that commodity or the value of that commodity before I spend for it. As such, I will always have something, maybe my account or somewhere. As such, you will never run dry. When you have such personal values in relation to your finance, it will be difficult to be in a situation where you are financially stuck 100%. But if you spend everything because you have needs, your needs will always be there. Your problems will always be there. But it takes discipline, what we call personal values. Okay, let's take social media for example. One of my personal values or disciplines in relation to social media, if you text me hello, hi, I will not respond to you. That is wastage of my time. We have just 24 hours per day in this world. Everybody, each day you have 24 hours. 1 minute out of that 24 hours cannot be recovered. So if you text me hello, the 10 seconds or 1 minute I used to respond hello, I would have been using to do something better in my life. Go straight to the point. I'm not saying you should not greet. Greet, for example, somebody say good morning and end it. I see that to be rude. Good morning, sir. Okay, I see that to be friendly, but I will not still reply you. Now, when I reply your message, it means your message had content. Good morning, sir. Maybe how are you doing? I just wanted to find out about the program tonight. Is it still going to go? All right. Now there's value in that. I will respond. But if it's an empty salutation, I am not going to respond to you. Some people say it's pride. You have so much pride. It's not pride. It's discipline. I got my 24 hours. Your time is a resource. You do not only guide your money or protect your money, equally protect your time. Anything that's taking your time away, that is not creating value, you should not give it your time. Protect your time. If I say, for example, I want to watch a movie for the next 1 hour, it's not just any movie I will watch. I will protect my time such that it should be a movie that is meaningful. For example, the other day, one of my students asked me, I would recommend movies that every entrepreneur should watch, or every businessman or businesswoman should watch. I said, that's a good question. I listed have, I think, about 20 movies meant for entrepreneurs or business-minded individuals. She was surprised that she had never heard such movies and all of that. I said, that's because the world have found a strategy to steal away your time. You are watching some silly Nigerian movies, some silly Indian movies, some silly telenovelas that will take you nowhere. All right, we're talking about social media. In as much as I don't reply to messages that don't have content. Now, the next thing I did, because I noticed that at a certain point, certain people that were close to me started being distant apart, and I actually needed them to be close for one reason or the other. So when they text and I don't respond as well, they feel discouraged. So what do? I derived a strategy. I integrated an AI into my WhatsApp. So if you text me good morning, you can try it. For example, just text good morning in my inbox. My AI will be the one to reply you immediately. You can be chatting with that AI and think that you're chatting with me. You are not chatting with me. You are chatting with an AI, and you will never notice it. So you think that you and I, we are still communicating, whereas we long stopped communicating 2 years ago, and all this while you have been communicating with my AI. Is the way I programmed the AI to respond. Now, one other key value or discipline I have with my time or my social media, I cannot use social media for more than 3 hours in a day. I've set my timer. I'm privileged or accountable because Samsung phones, the latest edition of Samsung phones have what we call app timers. With app timers, you tell the phone, for example, WhatsApp, you will use WhatsApp for maximum 3 hours per day. So immediately you have used WhatsApp for 3 hours, that WhatsApp will shut down. You cannot open WhatsApp again to the next day. So, irrespective of how important the WhatsApp message is, or how important that WhatsApp message was, once my WhatsApp shuts down, that is all till the next day. So it goes a long way to set my discipline, so that I should not give in more time than I'm supposed to. For each software on my phone, it has a time. Some software is 5 minutes per day is enough. As such, I not work on my time. I have just 24 hours. I partition it. So I have personal values or disciplines in relation to time and social media. Personal actions or disciplines in relation to my finance. Same thing with any other dimensions of my life. I must set my personal values. So if you are determined to make it in life and you are confident, you have built your self-image or what we business people call your brand. You build a positive brand online, on-site, you need core personal values. If not, you will not be able to sustain your success. When you succeed once, it's not enough. Like when some of my mentees succeed in one thing or the other, and they're so happy, wow, I succeeded in this. I say it's good. But continue succeeding. Success at one point is not yet success or is not yet victory. But continued success, that's what I call victory. So if you succeed today and the next success coming after 10 years, I don't call it victory. But succeed today, you succeed tomorrow, the next tomorrow you succeed. Every week is success. Every day is success. Now I know that you have personal values. Without personal values, you will lack the key that sustains success. You will always discover that you will grow sometimes and reach a certain way and you start falling again. You will think you are growing, you are motivated, you start putting in the work, you are growing, you are seeing results. After a sudden, you are going back. It is common with those of us who are Christians in our prayer life. Today you are motivated to pray. This week you are motivated to pray, to fast, to study the Bible. Few days after, few weeks after, few months after, that motivation has evaporated. You are back to where you were. Why? The fire of prayer came upon you, for example. But then there was no personal value. There was no discipline to sustain that fire of prayer. And as such, whatever you don't sustain shall die, whether good or bad. If you do not sustain it, it will eventually die. So that being said, that's what I have for you under the foundations of self-awareness. So I don't know if I should take any question right now, or we should just proceed, and then at the end of the program, we welcome the questions and answer sessions. I'll prefer to proceed. If you have any questions, jot them down. When we are done, you ask your questions. I'm going to proceed with our personal SWOT analysis. If you're still following me, can you just type following? Everybody, you're still following me, can you just type following? Okay. So like I said, we are going to be looking at our personal SWOT analysis. This is very, very important for you to be able to develop your potentials, for you to be able to grow. Remember, the purpose of this mentorship program is personal development. How do you develop if you don't know your strengths? How do you develop if you don't know your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your traits? I gave an exercise, for example, that everyone should do a SWOT analysis on themselves. Let me just explain what SWOT means, and then I'll give the room for everybody to present their SWOT analysis. You don't need to read from any paper. You know yourself, okay? Don't go looking at your work or looking at the paper or looking at your document, what you wrote. Forget about what you wrote. Now we are discussing, okay? So when I'm done presenting, we discuss. You present your strengths. You just present strengths and weaknesses only. You will not present opportunities and traits. Just your strengths and weaknesses. Take note of that. So when I call you up, I should not hear you talk about opportunities. I should not hear you talk about traits for the sake of time. So SWOT analysis from the word SWOT, S-W-O-T. Letter S, as all of us or some of us should know, stands for our strengths. What are our strengths? As you can see on my presentation, natural talents or skills. Those are your strengths. Your natural talents, your skills. Remember, it's not say talents that you have learned from somewhere. Natural talents. That's what I consider as strength. What you were born with, what you grew up with. Those are your inborn strengths, or let me call it your strong strengths. Okay? Then, what about the one that you learn along the way? For me, I consider them opportunities. Whatever you learn is an opportunity to excel in that thing. It's not a strength. You learn tailoring so that you can be able to diversify your skill in the domain of tailoring. It's an opportunity to learn the skill. Okay? An opportunity to learn makeup. An opportunity to learn nursing, or to learn management, or to learn accounting. I see those as opportunities. Your strengths are your inborn skills. Then look at weaknesses. Our weaknesses from our presentation are challenges or habits that you need to improve on. What are some of the challenges you're facing personally? What are some habits that you need to overcome? For example, procrastination, oversleeping, lukewarmness, lack of self-confidence, lack of communication skills, anything that you see as a challenge in your life or habits that you seek to improve, then take note on something. Your strengths and your weaknesses are things inside you, within you. Okay? It has nothing to do with your environment. Rather, your opportunities and your traits have to do with your environment and has nothing to do with you. So you should not mistake one for the other. Do not mistake weakness for traits or mistake strength for opportunities. It's because around you saw that, or you noticed that many people love doing their hair, so you went and learned hairdressing. That's not a strength. That's something that was influenced by your environment. That is an opportunity. But what is from within? Your strength from within you. Your challenges or weaknesses from within you that have nothing to do with your environment. That is your strength or your weakness, or strengths and weaknesses. Then when we talk about opportunities, like I said, opportunities and traits are environmental or are influenced by environmental factors. On opportunities, we have resources. And most at times, we list resources forgetting about people. There are people in your life that are your opportunities, that are resources in your life. You spend your time chasing a degree. You spend your time chasing money. And you do not invest enough time in building relationship, positive relationship, meaningful relationship, network. Network is one of the critical resources, critical opportunities you need. There are people that don't have any qualifications, but because they were able to maximize the opportunity of networking, they are able to land huge job pays. They are able to go far in life, even without qualification. And those who are qualified end up working for those who are not qualified but have higher networks. It works practically in life. And sad to say that Cameroon is a good case study for this. We always say who you know is better than what you know in most scenarios. Okay, so under opportunities, what do you need to become better? Who do you need to become better? What do you need? And who do you need? Then your next question should be, how do I get it? And how do I get them? How do I get it? Have to do with the resources you need. And how do I get them? Have to do with the people you need. Who do you need? Who do you already have? Are we getting? I'm analyzing all of this because you will go back and do your SWOT analysis again. You will go back and review your work and redo it now. This time around, you will now input the insights that you are gathering from here. Then you have your traits. Before going to traits, let me talk a little again about people to leverage on opportunities. When you state down the people you need to promote you, to elevate you to the next level, make the effort to go out and look for them. Make the effort to go out. See, let me tell you something. There's a guy, one of my distant mentors. Okay, when I entered year 1 in the university, I knew him as a senior. He was in year 3, I was in year 1. So I related with him like a junior and a senior. But the moment I came to realize that that guy I'm relating with as a senior, he is a potential network. At that point, I stopped relating as a year 1 to a year 3 student. I now went to him now as a mentee. It's a different dimension of relationship. Do not relate with me as your junior, relate with me as your mentee. Mentor me, pull me, advise me, chasten me, criticize me where you need to criticize me, rebuke me where you need to rebuke me, encourage me where you need to encourage me. Many of us, we have the mentors, we have the human resources, but we are relating with them differently. Let's take, for example, let's say you are married to a man of God, and you always relate with him as your husband. You will never relate with him as the man of God. You will never partake of the blessings of that man of God. You will never partake of the blessings of that woman of God. Other people will come, he will pray for them, they will go out and receive testimonies. But you will never have a testimony because you are relating with your husband. You are not relating with the grace. And grace is irrespective of familiarity. That is why the Bible, Sarah called Abraham my Lord. Because Sarah understood that there are two dimensions in the man. So you can have the human resources, but then the way you are relating with them, you are relating with them at a different level or at a different dimension that will not benefit you. So go back and rethink this person who is supposed to be a key resource in our life. Am I relating with them the right way? Okay, now let's go to traits for the sake of time. I'll be a little bit faster. Traits, as you can see in my presentation, are obstacles to overcome, or obstacles that you need to overcome. And these are obstacles around your environment. Could be negativity, negative mindset around you. Could be circumstances that make you to be depressed. Circumstances that make you to feel that you are around people but you are lonely. Could even be political factors. It can happen. You want to be a pilot and they don't train pilots in Cameroon. It's a threat to you. Will you still be able to accomplish that vision you have or you had from childhood to become a pilot? Pilots are not being trained in Cameroon and you are not from a wealthy family that can send you out of the country to go and study piloting. So what do? Many of us now will sell our vision away. We give up on our vision because of the threats that we face. Anything that you can give up because of threats, that means you are not determined to achieve it. But you must face the threats. You must derive strategies to overcome it. Success belongs to those that are persistent, irrespective that there seems to be no way. They continually keep on to be persistent. The man who discovered electricity, Michael Faraday, to those of you who did science, when I read his story, the man tried 99 times and failed. 99 times current shocked him. 99 times he was hospitalized. 99 times his house burnt. If you were the one, I saw a picture one time, was it the number 60 times or how many times, that the man himself got burnt. His skin was peeled off. The moment he was discharged from the hospital, he went back and started connecting the wires again. Many of us would have given up the moment our house got burned, or the moment the current shocked us, I will miss death. Oh, so I'll never do this again. But the man continued, and today we cannot live without electricity. The man sacrificed his life to invent it. He was determined. That is what we call determination. Irrespective of the threats, he continued. The man who invented the phone that we are using, he spent donkey years. He told his friends, I will invent a device that no matter where you are on earth, you will be able to hear my voice. You will be able to hear the voice of your loved ones. They laughed at him and said, it's not possible. It's not possible. Obviously, assume that there was no phone today and somebody tells you that kind of imaginary thing. You will laugh and say, it's not possible. It's witchcraft. Like today as we are talking, those of you who are nurses, there's the development in the field of medicine. I think it's taking place in India and China. It's a project they are working on. They don't know how long it will take them. Where if you can sit with your phone and call somebody in Europe and the person answers, then they say then it's possible that somebody can be in an interior part and that person is sick. And same as your voice travel through the phone and through the how do you call it? Is it fiber network and reach the person? Medication can also travel and reach those that are sick in distant places. And they are working on it right now. Such that a doctor can sit in his house now and administer paracetamol and it will reach you in the UK. It's an ongoing project. That is innovation. When I shared this project with my friends, they said it's not possible because this project, the project idea came from I and one other Nigerian. But we don't have the resources. So India and China are working on it. They have the engineers, they have the resources, but we have the idea. When we were supposed to share this idea with a team of experts in Cameroon and in Nigeria, they said it's witchcraft, it's Obanji, it can never happen. But when we shared it to the Chinese shared it with some health experts in India, and they said it's possible. And they started working on it. And even we gave up and said, it's true, this thing cannot work. You see, we have another idea where we say instead of people buying lenses, you have short sight, they give you different lens. Tomorrow, when you have long sight, they give you different lens. Why not derive a digital lens where it has buttons? You adjust the lens, whether it's at 100, 150, 200, you adjust the views depending on your sight problem. So you can use one lens for different sight problems. We initiated the idea to some health personnel and said it's not possible. When we shared it to the Chinese, they are working on it. And I think by next year, we are going to have the first copies. That is innovation. Coming after overcoming the threat. And trust me, I'm saying it's so easy as I'm saying it, but you need to see the discouragement that we went through. How people said this thing cannot work. Somebody will say, I have 30 years in the field. This one will say, I have 40 years in the field. This one will say, I was born in the field. It's not possible. What level of discouragement? This one will say, even if it's possible, we don't have the resources. We almost threw away the idea. Many of us threw away our stars, our destinies because of threats. That should not be the case. So, I will go fast again. That being said, I have a set of instructions / exercise, which I wrote down my presentation, that everybody will draw a 4-box grid and fill it with their strengths, their opportunities, their weaknesses, their threats. In other words, redo the assignment I gave on section 1. Go back and redo your SWOT analysis. Now you can write as detailedly as you can write. Make it so detailed. It should be very, very detailed as much as possible. That being said, I will now give room for everybody. As I call out your name, you unmute your mic, you just share one strength which you have and one weakness which you have. Just one strength, one weakness, and we go around. Are we ready? If you're ready, just type ready. If you're ready, I want you to type ready. And I want to believe that we have all learned a lot today. Okay. So I'm going to start with Miss Leslie Chibwe. Miss Leslie, can you just kindly unmute your mic and share with us one strength and one weakness?
Thank you, sir. For my strength, I'm a fast learner. Then for the part of the weakness, it is difficult for me to network and keep long-lasting relationships. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We move on to the next. The next we have Miss Tegen Quinta. Just unmute your mic. Tell us one of your strengths and one of your weaknesses.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. For my strength, I'll say I have the ability to adapt in several situations, in changing situations. For weaknesses, I'll say perfectionism is a weakness for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Quinta. Next, we have Miss Brittany. Miss Brittany, can you unmute your mic and tell us one of your strengths and one of your weaknesses?
Okay, so thank you very much, sir. Okay, so actually, after you you elaborated more on the SWOT analysis. So to be honest, it's like I don't have any strength though. So seriously, but however, I think it's I'm flexible to change for strength, and then for weakness, I lack self confidence or procrastination.
Okay, I've heard you, but to comment on that, you must have strength. Okay, everybody has strength. Now, the reason you might say you don't have strength could be because you've not identified. But that does not mean that you don't have. They are there. I can list some to you even with the short time I've gotten to know you. I know some of your strengths already, some of your weaknesses, even opportunities and threats. Okay, so take out time, think again, redo the assignment, write out your SWOT analysis, and like I said, make it very, very detailed. It should not be scanty. That being said, Ms. Samirato, kindly unmute your mic, share with us one strength and one weakness.
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity. One of my strengths is that I'm very determined. If I put in my mind that I'm going to do something, no matter the cost or the price, I'll take it upon myself to do.
Okay, I'm no longer getting Ms. Samirato. I don't know if it's a network or what. I heard your strength, but at the level of weakness, I did not hear anything. Can you just take it over again?
All right, sir. Thank you again for this opportunity. I say one of my strengths is that
Okay, so while Ms. Samirato is typing out her strength and her weakness, let's hear from Banapit. Banapit, can you unmute your mic and give us one of your strengths and one of your weaknesses?
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. One of my strengths is the aspect of me having integrity, that is being honest and having strong moral principles. And one of my weaknesses is the aspect of poor communication skills.
Okay, we have all heard our strengths and weakness. Now, just to emphasize before we move to the next thing on our agenda, when you are listing out your SWOT analysis or when you're redoing that assignment, start with the strongest. For example, under your strengths, list them in bullet form or in point form, starting with your strongest strength. So list even under your weakness, you start with your, let me call it your strongest weakness. Okay, under your opportunities, same thing. Under your threat, same thing. Now, from your work, when you present it to me now, if, for example, if I go through your weaknesses, I know that the very first weakness I will see there is the biggest weakness you have. And that is where I should work with you more. Okay? So when I go through to the last, I will know where I should emphasize on the mentorship in relation to your case, and where maybe little or no mentorship, maybe you can overcome it by yourself. So that being said, Miss Lydia, I'm going to hand the mic back to you. You should continue.
All right, so thank you. So please, let's not forget to do our assignments. As I said, let us redo our SWOT analysis, listing them from the strongest down to the least. Okay, so we are going to be moving ahead to answering the question, who am I really? Okay, who am I really? And at this point, we actually had an assignment to do. And that assignment, we were expected to write in an essay form answering this particular question, who am I really? Are we there? Please, are you getting me? Please, if you're getting me, kindly just indicate in the comment. Please just indicate so that we can move ahead. Time is not on our side. Please, are you getting me? All right, thank you. All right, so let us then move on. To you as an individual, from what you have written, what can you say you actually love about yourself? That is, we're answering the question, who am I really? So it is actually separated into 4 different sections, and the first one we're going to be seeing is, what do I love about myself? What am I struggling with? What do I want to change? What values guide me? Are we together? Right, so Miss Quinta, what can you say about yourself? I hope you actually did our assignments, please. So from the assignment, what can you say about yourself? Okay, so I'm going to give an example. For example, what do I love about myself? I love my resilience and determination. Yeah, if I'm resilient, right? I love it. And if I'm determined, I actually love that about myself. What am I struggling with? Okay, so I struggle with self-doubt and overthinking. That is what I struggle with. What do I want to change? Okay. Now, what I want to change is my self-doubt, my procrastination, and I want to develop a better time management skill. So that is me. So to you, what do you love about yourself? Miss Quinta, are you there? Or if any person is ready, please, you can just take over and tell us what you love about yourself.
Thank you, Ms. Lydia, for the opportunity. One thing I love about myself is my self-esteem. I'm upfront. I know how to communicate my problems and what I need, what I really actually need for myself and for life daily routine. I can communicate that. What I struggle with is um, perfectionism, always trying to be on point and straight, overthinking to is another problem. And what I'm trying to adjust, what I would love to adjust is the aspect of thinking a lot and trying to be so perfect. Thank you.
All right, Miss. Thank you very much. Wow, self-esteem. That is very beautiful. Overthinking. Indeed, we have to work on that. And we have to learn how to focus one thing at a time. Thank you very much, Miss. Now, over to you, Miss Leslie. From the assignment, what can you tell us? What do you love about yourself? And what are you struggling with? What do you want to change? And your values that guide you.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Lisa. One thing about myself is that I uphold integrity. I love integrity. Um, I aspire to be an entrepreneur. So I love entrepreneurship actually. So I aspire to be one in the near future. And one thing I'm struggling with is procrastination, time management, and most of the times when I set goals, I hardly work towards them. So these are some of the things that I struggle with. But one thing I love also is that I am an accountant and I love accountancy. So, so that's what I can say about myself. Thank you.
All right, Miss Leslie, thank you very much. Wow, that is very good. Okay, so let us move to the next person. Miss Faith. Miss Faith, can you share with us what you love about yourself and what you are struggling with?
Thank you for
Miss
the
Faith, can you
opportunity.
please share with us what you love about yourself, what you are struggling with?
What I love about myself is the aspect of me being disciplined, being humble, and honest. And what I'm struggling with about myself, struggling to improve, is the aspect of my communication skill, which is very poor. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, thank you very much. Being disciplined and honest, communication skills, you want to improve on that. Thank you. Miss Brittany, please can you share with us what you love about yourself, please?
Okay, thank you very much. I hope everyone can hear me. Okay,
We are getting you.
what I love about myself is how creative I am, how determined I am when I put my mind to do a particular thing. Yes, when I'm serious about, I put my best to it. What I also love about myself is my sense of humor. And then what I'm struggling with at the moment is procrastination and laziness. Hey, I procrastinate a lot. And what I want to change is obviously procrastination, then time management, and self confidence. Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, let me call on Miss Samiratu before we can go on. Miss Amiratu, please, over to you. Can you tell us what you love about yourself, what you're struggling with, and what do you want to change? Please, can you tell us?
All right, thank you for the opportunity. What I love about myself is that I am determined and resilient.
It seems like the network is disturbing. Miss Amiratu, please, we can't get you. Can you take it over again? All right, so since the network is disturbing, Mr. Amiratu, please, you're permitted to type, please. You can just type and send. So from what we have said, it's showing that most of us, we have problems with procrastination, time management. It's really something challenging. So I would like to call on the mentor so he can come and tell us something about what we have said, about what I love about myself. So at this point, I would like to call on the mentor so that he can comment on it. So please, the floor is over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. I've listened to what you all love about yourselves. I know the time was not enough for you to elaborate. You were just going to summarize and explain. All right. One thing to know is that what you don't love or what you do not place value in about your life, it will be difficult for others to place value in it. Okay, there's some people in their lives, if you ask them, what do you love about your life? They will be like, my life just there. I don't know what I love. I don't know what is nice. My life is just, you see, if that's kind of mindset you have about yourself, it will be difficult for people to expect you to place value in you. You need to start by respecting yourself, holding yourself in high esteem. Do not mistake high esteem for pride. Your esteem must be high up, but do not be filled with pride. Okay, with all humility, I will tell people, use me as your case study, use me as your blueprint. I have battled with pride, but I have not reduced my self-esteem. If you do not value me, I will treat you as an option. I will keep you aside. I will prioritize other things. It's not pride. It's because I have self-esteem. So from what I've heard, though the network was interfering when some of you were speaking, I would love to say this. Who am I really? You see the format I've given. To answer the question, you need to acknowledge what you love about yourself and how it is helping you in life. Now, if you love this aspect about yourself, and that aspect that you love about yourself is not helping you in life, then you cannot create value. So link your passion, link your likes or your loves to value creation. Or maybe you're not creating the value, but at least you should be building it. Maybe the value was created through other means. You should be able to build it, to increase it. Any likes that do not create or build or sustain value, of what good are those likes? Somebody will be like, what I love about myself is that I love watching movies. Okay, watching movies is not bad, but does it create value in your life? So take note of that. Then next, what am I struggling with? These are current challenges you are battling with, not future challenges, not past challenges, but current challenges. What are you battling with currently? Many at times we are faced with current challenges, but we are not yet battling them now. We are procrastinating to battle with them. When I'll finish school, I will get a job and I'll be financially stable. So you are acknowledging that now you are not financially stable. Instead of working on that now, you are procrastinating it when you finish school. When you finish school, I can bet you will not become financially stable. You will start procrastinating when they promote me. When I'll start receiving about 100,000 or 200,000 or 300,000, I'll be able to do this. No. You are faced with a challenge now. You need to be doing something now. Don't procrastinate it for tomorrow. Tomorrow has its own worries. Tomorrow has its own wahalas, its own problems. Do not carry like not Robert Kiyosaki. I forgot the author name, the man who wrote There Is a Place Called Tomorrow. He said, do not bring yesterday's worries into today's joy. And do not take today's worries into tomorrow's joy. So face today for today. What are you faced with today? What are the challenges of today? And how are you wrestling them now? And then we have the next step, which is, what do I want to change? Now that is in the future. Maybe now when you project your life in the future, you see that you shouldn't be faced with such challenges. You'll be faced with things like this, like that. When you become that chartered accountant, you'll be faced with scenarios where there will be a lot of paperwork to do. And you cannot do all within the time frame given. You set the strategies before the problem comes. Do not wait for problems to come knocking your door before you start setting strategies to overcome it. There are some problems at the moment they just rise in my life. I should never spend time on it because I already addressed that problem like 2 years ago or 2 months ago. So I just go back to my book, to my personal journal. What did I say about this problem? The strategies I did there, so I just pick it from that and implement. Instead of consuming 2 hours today to be thinking on how to overcome the strategy, I already did that yesterday. I already did that last week. I already did that last month. You get? And then, what values guide me? What values guide you? You go back now to what I presented on your personal values or your core values. In other words, what disciplines guide you? Somebody will be like, okay, I wake up. I said as my discipline to wake up every day at 4 a.m. As I wake up at 4 a.m., I will do my morning devotion 30 minutes, and then I will do my workout for maybe 30 minutes, and then the next 1 hour, I will just be thinking about my life, thinking about strategies. That's my discipline, for example. When I wake up very early in the morning, I do not go down from bed yet, or rather, at times I go and maybe I brush, I clean up. Then I just come and lie back on the bed. No phone, nothing. What am I doing? I'm thinking about my future. I'm with just my pen and paper. I'm thinking about 2026 already. I am thinking about 2027 already. And I'm writing it down. I gave people in session 1 how I've already planned up my year to the next 5 years to come. I already know what project I need to initiate next year and at what time next year. Everything's already planned out. I start thinking of strategies. How did I come across this, for example? When I heard about the life of Bill Gates, I'm sure we all know who Bill Gates is, the CEO of Microsoft. The CEO of Microsoft. At the age of, I think, is it 12 or 13? I'm sorry, I think it was 7 rather. At the age of 7, Bill Gates came back from school, from what we call primary school. And when he came back from school, he just went upstairs and sat in his room. His mother was downstairs watching TV, and his mother was calling, Bill, and Bill did not respond. His mother called and called and thought maybe he stepped out to go and play with friends or whatever the case may be. So after a while, the mother came upstairs into his room and discovered that he was just seated on the bed. The mother got so angry at him. I said, I've been shouting your name from downstairs and you've been here. You can't even respond. Now, what Bill Gates said is what took my attention. Bill Gates said, Mommy, do not disturb me. I am thinking about my future. And I was like, wow, at the age of 7, the child is thinking about his future. When I came across this story, I think I was 17 or 18 years. From then I said to myself, David, start thinking about your future. Start thinking about your future. Bill Gates dedicated, I think, 2 to 3 hours every day from the age of 7 to be thinking about his future. And today, he is the 4th richest man on earth by investing 2 to 3 hours out of his 24 hours to think about his life. Imagine you invest 4 hours or even just 1 hour or just 30 minutes thinking about your future, thinking about your life with your pen and paper. Bill Gates conceived the idea of computer, of Microsoft, when he was in secondary school. Him and his, I think, 2 others or 3 others, he went to the university studying what he conceived back then in secondary school. What are you thinking about? Okay, so that being said, I want everybody to go back on the assignment. Who am I really? Use this template I've given you and rewrite who you are really. I've gone through all what you wrote. Now I want you to use this template to rewrite it. So that being said, we move to the next. Give me a second to go through my slides. All right, we're going to go straight into the value market. Like I announced to you people, today we're going to be doing what we call bidding. When you go to the market or to an auction, let me call it an auction market, they will take up certain things, maybe products. How much? Somebody will say 1,000, another person will say 20,000, and all the like. And the person with the highest bid goes back with that product or goes back with that service, whatever the case may be. So we're going to do something similar here, but we are not selling a product. Rather, we are going to be selling values. Assume that these values, when you purchase a value, it adds up into your life. It boosts your self-confidence or it boosts your life in one way or the other. And given the points, which I already shared the document, but for the sake of this meeting, I will still share the document. I'll share my screen now. So in case you have not opened the document, you'll be able to see my screen. And though the writing might be very small, if you can see my screen, please indicate with the comments. I'm sorry if you're not getting me clear. If you're not getting me clearly as well, when you are going to watch the recorded session, hopefully you'll get me better. Just give me a moment. Okay. So I'm going to be calling out the values, and this is what we're going to be doing. You've seen the points you have, right? So when I call out the value, you use your points as your currency to bid, to say maybe you are willing to give up 10 points to get this value. You are willing to give up 20 points, 1 point to get this value. Everybody is going to bid. Then the one who gives the highest bid goes home with that value. So, Ms. Lydia, please take note of the various values that each participant purchases. Okay, and you cannot spend more than what you have. So if you have, let's say, 20 points, and you spend 19 points, you are left with 1 point. Remember, the rule in this program is that you should not have 0 points. Remember that The moment you have 0 points, you are out of the program. So always have that in mind. I may not remind you all the time, but always have that in mind, that the moment you reach 0 points, you are out of the program. Okay, so here are the points. Assurance 19 points, Antoinette 27 points, Margaret 17, Leslie 23, Faith 27, Kirsty 20, Brittany 25, Penry 17, Namiratu 18, Samiratu 23, Quinta 25, and Christabel 19 points. Are we ready to do the beat? If you are ready, just type ready, and we'll move on to it very fast. Okay, we have 12 values, 12. And I can call, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of you. If I count out myself, the coordinator, and maybe our guest speaker, we are level 5 of you. So our very first value that we are going to be auctioning today, or we are going to be bidding today, is self-discipline. How many of us want to purchase self-discipline? Indicate with the number of points you're willing to give up in order to get self-discipline. All right, let the challenge begin. We have about maximum 30 seconds per point. So after 30 seconds, if nobody have given a bid for self-discipline, we close self-discipline knowing that nobody has gone in for self-discipline. So the time starts now. Self-discipline. Ms. Quinta is willing to give up 2 points for self-discipline or to acquire self-discipline. Is there anybody willing to challenge? Do we have a challenger? 10 seconds left. 10 seconds. Do we have a challenger to acquire self-discipline? Self-discipline going 1. Self-discipline going 2. Self-discipline going 3. Okay, Ms. Gumbrini is willing to acquire self-discipline at the cost of 3 points. Is there any challenger? Self-discipline going 1. Okay. Ms. Quinta is willing to give up 4 points. That's interesting. Is there any other challenger? I can see Ms. Quinta is so determined to get that self-discipline. Self-discipline going 1. Self-discipline going 2. Self-discipline going 3. And self-discipline gone. So Ms. Quinta has acquired self-discipline at the cost of 4 points. Alright, we'll go to the next. Congratulations, Ms. Quinta. Next is time management skills. How many of us are willing to acquire time management skills? So the time starts now. Time management skills. I can see multiple people are typing on this. Mr. Miratu, we are on time management skills. How many points are you willing to give up to buy time management or time management skills? Okay, Ms. Brittany is willing to give up 1 point for time management. Time management going 1. Time management going 2. Time management going 3. And time management gone. So Miss Brittany, congratulations, you just acquired time management. Okay, we move on to the next virtue or the next discipline. We have self-esteem, or what we call self-confidence. Ms. Amiratu, Brittany has already acquired time management. So we are now on the next virtue, which is self-esteem, what we commonly call self-confidence. So how many of us are willing to acquire self-confidence? Indicate with the number of points you are willing to give up to acquire it. Your time starts now. Miss Bring, give up 1 point to acquire self-esteem. I can see Mr. Maracho typing. Wow, Mr. Maracho is going to give out 5 points to acquire self-esteem. Great. Can we have a challenger? Self-esteem. Or self-confidence going 1. Self-confidence going 2. Self-confidence going 3. I can see someone typing. 6 points. Okay, Miss Brin is willing to give up 6 points to get self-confidence. That's beautiful. I'm loving these beats. That's good. Is there any challenger? Spend your points wisely. Self-confidence going to Miss Britney 1. Self-confidence going to. Wow. 8 points. That's beautiful. I'm loving this challenge. 8 points on self-confidence. Okay. Do we have challengers in the house? Self-confidence going 1. Self-confidence going to Miss Samila 2. Self-confidence going 3. Self-confidence gone. Congratulations, Miss Samila 2, for acquiring self-confidence for 8 points. That's beautiful. Next. Virtue or skill number 4, communication skills. How many of us want to be better at our communication? Might be public speaking, whatever the case may be, active listening. Just indicate with the number of points you are willing to give up to acquire communication skills. Your time starts now. Being able to read people's body language, being able to read people's minds, being able to communicate fluently, being able to look at your audience in the eyes and communicate to them. We have 1 bid. Miss Britney is willing to give up 1 point to acquire communication skills. See other challenges. We have a draw. Miss Samilado is giving 1 point. Miss Leslie, 3 points. We can see Miss Faith, 4 points. Beautiful. Remember that the highest bidder goes home with this skill, communication skill. Take note of something here. Let me pause the time. The skills that you purchase here, when we launch a session, mentorship session or training on any of these things, okay, you who purchase this skill, you are going to sign up for free for that particular workshop or for that particular skill. You get? So that's the advantage. Like I said, you are using your points like your currency. It's not just for nothing. All right. So when you are purchasing, purchase wisely. All right, let's resume. 4 points on communication skill going to Benefit 1. Communication skills going to Misfit 2. Okay, we have a challenger. This is very interesting. Miss Green is willing to stake 5 points, and Miss Fade has come back with 6 points. Beautiful. Communication skills. All right, more challengers or more beats. Communication skills. Communication skills going to Fade 1. Communication skills going to Fade 2. communication skills, going to faith theory, and communication skills gone. So Miss Faith just got herself communication skills at the cost of 6 points. Congratulations, Miss Faith. We go to the next virtue on our list, which is Miss Brittany, your bid came in after communication skills have been sold. I can see you're bringing in 7 points, but unfortunately, Miss Faith has already bought it. Okay, so we continue with the next bid. Our next bit here is self-image. How to build positive self-image. Okay. How to make people see you for who you are and all the like. Self-image, having a positive perception about yourself. You having a positive perception about yourself. People having that same positive expression about you. So how many of us are willing to purchase self-image, or are willing to build ourselves for ourselves, for our environment, whatever the case may be? So I can see Mr. Mirato is willing to lay down 1 point to purchase self-image. Okay, we have 20 more seconds. Self-image, positive self-image. Okay, Miss Brittany is willing to put in 2 points. Miss Amuratu says she cannot accept that challenge. She's bringing in 3 points to get the positive self-image. And we have 2 seconds. Self-image, positive self-image going to Miss Amuratu 1. Positive self-image going to Miss Amuratu 2. Okay, Miss Brittany says this belongs to her, and she says 4 points. And Miss Amuratu does not want to give up. Miss Amuratu says it is her virtue. Miss Amuratu challenges with 5 points. More beats. If there are more beats, please post. Positive self-image going to Miss Amuratu 1. Positive self-image going to Miss Amuratu 2. Okay, Miss Brittany is determined to say that though Samuratu started the bid belongs to Brittany. And Samuratu says, no, he who starts shall finish. Samuratu says 7 points. That is amazing. We will see who will get this at the end. Self-image. Self-image going to Miss Samuratu 1. Self-image going to Miss Samuratu 2. Self-image going to Miss Samuratu 3. Brittany, where are you? I can see Brittany is typing. Self-image gone. Miss Samuratu. Brittany, once again, you are late. Miss Samuratu has already gotten the self-image at the cost of 7 points. That's beautiful. Congratulations, Miss Samuratu. Then we move on to our next virtue on the line. Sorry about that, Miss Brittany. The network favored Samuratu at your expense. The next virtue on the line is personal financial management. Before we start bidding on the personal financial management, let me explain 1 or 2 things. Nobody should send in bids here until I explain this. When I talk about personal financial management, I'm not talking about financial management in school, where they are teaching you maybe debit and credit and all those school stuffs. No. Personal financial management here means being able to actually manage your finances. It wonders me how we see accountants, people graduate from school with a degree in accounting, and they cannot manage their own money, but they want to be employed in an organization to manage that organization money. So I'll talk about personal financial management here. How to do you being able to actually manage your finances, making the right financial decisions to get out of financial limitations to financial freedom. Okay, this is not those theoretical lessons that they give you in school, but you being able to use your little 50 francs or 100 francs or 1,000 francs, whatever your allowance might be, to maximize your financial potentials. Hope it's clear. That being said, how many of you are willing to purchase financial management? Your time starts now. Personal financial management. I can see typing. I love Britney because she always start with 1 point. She always start with 1 point, and before you notice, the point has grown up very high. Okay, Britney says 1 point. We have 10 seconds to go. Personal financial management. Miss Quinta says 2 points. We have a challenger. Okay. Miss Leslie says 4 points. And I can see Britney and Quinta are typing, which means it's going to be hot. Okay, personal financial management going 1. Miss Faith says 6 points. Miss Faith did not come and respect the gap between 1 and 2. She just skipped to 6. As Miss Leslie from 2 to 4. Miss Quinta is at 7, the highest bidder. Can we have more challengers? Miss Leslie is at 8 points. Who is willing to give up more than 8 points to get financial management skills? Oh la la, and Miss Britney says 10 points. Wow, this is the highest number of points that is willing to fall to the ground now. 11 points. This is amazing. The highest points we had before was 8. Now we are on 11 under the skill of personal financial management. This is great. I can see 12 points. Miss Quinta is coming to challenge that though she is doing nursing, she needs the skill more than the accountants and more than the bankers in the house. That is beautiful. Accountants and bankers, will you allow the nurse to come and collect financial management from you? Or will you defend your honor? Okay, Miss Leslie says she will defend her honor with everything she has. Miss Leslie is at 14 points, and the banker is still typing. I cannot wait to see what the banker has to say. 15 points, beautiful, 15 points. Miss Quinta is still typing to tell the bankers or the accountants that they are wasting their time. She is determined to get financial management. Miss Quinta is at 16 points. Is there any challenger? 16 points on personal financial management. Beautiful. The accountants and the bankers in the house are refusing to give up. Okay, our banker in the house, Miss Britney, says 18 points. This is getting more and more interesting. Who is going to take home financial management? Will it be the banker? Or will it be the accountant? Or will it be the nurse? Oh, the accountant has given up. We are left with the banker. Is there any challenger in the house? The accountants are giving up. And the banker maintains her speed. 18 points. 18 points going for financial management to Miss Britney, going 1. Financial management going 2. Financial management going 3. I can see some people are typing. Well, financial management gone. So, Miss Britney, unfortunately, Miss Quinta, your bid came in after financial management is gone to Miss Brittany. So Miss Brittany is going home with financial management at 8. Points. Congratulations, Miss Brittany. Wow, that was a very beautiful. Okay, I was ready to continue. If you're ready to continue, just type continue. Everybody, if you're ready, if it's interesting, you wish to continue, can I see you type continue in the group? We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other skills. 6 other skills. Coordinator, please can I get to Miss Antoinette? Might be in her inbox to get her on what we are up to. Oh, the banker points are finished. Bankers give us loans. So we're expecting that if somebody points run out, the person will go to the banker to borrow. But now that the bank is out of points, well, let's see what this game has to offer. Okay, next skill on our list, sociable. Sociality, being able to socialize with people. Many a times we are just introverts. We just love our personal space. And in as much as it is good, sometimes it can be very detrimental. There are moments where we must come out of our comfort zone. We must socialize with people, socialize with our environment, socialize with change, and all of that. So I put sociable here / adaptability. Being able to adapt to your environment, socialize with your environment. That being said, how many people want to buy adaptability? Adaptability, or let me call it sociability. Your time starts now. Okay, Miss Banafit has taken the position of Miss Brittany by starting with 1 point. I thought anywhere I say 1 point, it would be Miss Brittany. But now Miss Brittany has a replacement, and where Miss Leslie says it is her skill, and she's willing to put in 2 points to get it. Adaptability to change, adaptability to your environment, sociability. Okay, 2 points for Miss Leslie. Adaptability going to Miss Leslie 1. Adaptability going to. Okay, we have a challenger. Miss Faith is her skill, 3 points. And Miss Leslie says, no, adaptability belongs to those who come from Bamising. And she says 4 points. Okay, adaptability. Does adaptability belong to Batibo, or does it belong to Bamising? All starting with letter B and letter A. Batibo versus Bamising. Let the war begin. 4 points for Miss Leslie. It comes back with 5 points to say Batibo people never give up. Okay, that's becoming interesting. 5 points for adaptability / sociability. Okay, this is very interesting. And Bamising says, we are Bamising warriors. We do not say no. If you want to take it, then you will take it. Then we secure it with everything we have. All right, 6 points going for adaptability. Adaptability. Any other bidder in the house? Okay, Miss Faith says 7 points for adaptability. 7 points for adaptability. Miss Leslie says 8 points for adaptability. Miss Leslie is not willing to give up. 8 points for adaptability. This is becoming beautiful. You people made the banker to go bankrupt. That is awesome. Now I'm going to see who will be the next person to go bankrupt. Okay, adaptability going 1. adaptability going 2, adaptability going 3, and adaptability gone and gone. So Miss Leslie has acquired adaptability at the cost of 8 points. That's awesome. That's beautiful. I'm loving this game more than how I even anticipated that I will love it. Okay. Next skill or next virtue on my list, positive networks. Being able to build positive networks around you, knowing how to network, not just to network and acquire contacts and acquire human resource, but equally knowing how to build your relationship with them, maximize your potentials with them. What I would call in quotes, sell yourself. When I say sell yourself, I mean positively sell your skills in the marketplace through them. How many of us are willing to purchase positive networks? If you're willing, drop the number of points. Okay, Miss Amira, 1 point. I can still see Miss Brini is typing. So Miss Brini is not fully bankrupt. It was just a marketing trick. Miss Leslie says 2 points. Okay, 2 points for positive network. So if a workshop should come up on positive networking, how to build and sustain positive relationships, who is going to enroll for free? Miss Quinta says she is the one and she's willing to put in 3 points. Okay, sorry, my network. Let me know if you're getting me now. Indicate with the comments if you're getting me now. I can see Leslie came in with 4 points to purchase the positive networks, and she was challenged by Miss Quintel, who came in with 6 points. Okay, we are back on positive networks. Who is going home with positive networks tonight? Positive network going to Miss Quinta 1. Positive network going to Miss Quinta 2. Positive network going to Miss Quinta 3. Positive network gone. Congratulations, Miss Quinta, for purchasing positive network at the cost of 6 points. All right, we have the next virtue on our list here is mentorship / coaching. Who among you want to have a mentor or seek to have a mentor? Probably not just any mentor, but mentor from this organization, CornerStone Youth Empowerment Network. So if you evaluate yourself and say that you actually need a mentor, somebody whom you should be accountable to, someone whom you should, how do I describe it? Someone that can bring you out of your weakness into strength. Then here is your opportunity. Now take note of this. To be a steward or to be a mentee at CornerStone Youth Empowerment Network, there's a long registration procedure or formality you need to go through, and then at the end of it, you pay in a registration fee of 30,000 francs to be a mentee. But the one that is going to buy that mentorship or coaching package, you will not pay in anything to be a mentee in this organization. So you come in and be a mentee for free. Then some of you were already under probation. Those of you that were already under probation, I told you people you pay in 6,000 instead of 30,000. So if you should purchase this mentorship or coaching service, means any outstanding balances you had, that one is going to be struck off your record. So that being said, how many of you are willing to purchase mentorship or coaching? Your time starts now. Okay, sorry, there was a glitch of network. Alright, someone wish to clarify something? Feel free to type, or if you wish to unmute your mic, you can go ahead and unmute your mic and ask your question or bring forth your worries. Let's be very fast about it. We are already out of time.
Okay, so thank you. Please, I wish to ask concerning the point. Do you mean like someone that like you work hand in hand with, like a mentor that you work hand in hand with? Like let me say for example, if you have a vision, you are going to be like accountable to that person, or I've not really gotten you. Please, I've not really gotten the point.
Yeah, that's exactly what it means. At CornerStone, for example, under our I forgot the name of that document, our consent notes and all of that states that your mentorship session each year mentees will register. Just like when you're in school, you're paying school fees every year, right? It's the same thing. So when you purchase, let's say, this mentorship service, means a mentor is allocated to you throughout that year. So that year, you're not paying a single franc for the mentorship services. It will be given to you for free, while others from Cameroon, from Nigeria, South Africa, and all the like, they are purchasing. Your case will be different. So for the whole year, it is left to you to make good use of the mentor. So if you purchase this product or this service, for example, and then you don't walk up to that mentor, you're not making use, you will end up still not benefiting. Hope that clarifies your worries. So that being said, I can see Miss Britney is willing to come back with 2 points. Okay, I thought Miss Britney was out as in out. But I can see she has gone and borrowed from the central bank. They always tell us that when the commercial bank is out of cash, they run to the central bank, and Ms. Faith says that even the central bank will not be able to save Miss Britney. And Ms. Faith says 3 points. Okay. Are the more challenges sent in your bids? 3 points. Mentorship going to fit 1. Mentorship going to fit 2. Alright, question: what if you already paid for mentorship? If you already paid for the mentorship completely, then you don't need to purchase it again because you've already registered for it, which means you don't need to purchase, you don't need to spend your points again. You already registered. Okay, so that being said, I was on his feet. Mentorship going 1, mentorship going 2, mentorship going 3. And I can see Miss Britney typing, fortunately, mentorship gone to Miss Faith. So Miss Faith has purchased the mentorship bundle at the cost of 3 points. But to answer your question, Miss Britney, yes, I mean 6,000 for those of you who were in the probation. So congratulations to you, Miss Faith. We move on to the next virtue. We have three left. So those of you who still have so many points, I don't know what you want to do with your points, why you're not investing your points, or might be you have other better plans, I don't know. Next skill or next virtue we have on the list, public speaking. Public speaking. I believe we all understand the dynamics of public speaking. So how many of you are willing to use some of the points to acquire that skill in public speaking? Okay, let me see the number of points you are willing to lay down to get that skill. I think maybe public speaking will be the next workshop we will be organizing after this 4 weeks program, hopefully, if things go as planned. So who will be going back home today with public speaking? All right, this is beautiful. All the other skills started from 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, but this particular one, Ms. Winter says she's going to break the routine. She will break the status quo. And she's starting with 4 points. She's starting with 4 points so that the banker who is bank will have no way to come in. But unfortunately, the banker says 5 points. And Ms. Quinta says, banker, you said you were a banker, so go back. Ms. Quinta says 6 points. Public speaking. I forgot to time this one, so I'll start timing it now. Public speaking going at 6 points to Miss Quinta. Any challenger? Any other bidder? 15 more seconds to Miss Amirato says 7 points. She's willing to take public speaking away from Miss Quinta. And Miss Quinta is trying to retaliate to say no. Miss Quinta says 8 points. What she has decreed that she is going home with, nobody can take it away from her. She says 8 points to public speaking. Okay, that's beautiful. Public speaking going 1. Public speaking going 2. Public speaking going 3. And public speaking gone. So Miss Quinta, congratulations. You are today with public speaking at a cost of 8 giant points. All right, we are left with 2 virtues. Among the 2, the very first one we have here is teamwork/collaboration. Teamwork/collaboration. Now, when we talk about teamwork, it's not all about working as a team. Teamwork here, let me explain before we start throwing in our bets. Number 1, how to create a team. So if there's no team, you should be able to create a team. By creating a team means knowing how to recruit people in your team. You don't just recruit anybody because the person says, I want to join your team. Know the kind of skill to fish out, to source out. Know the kind of people to integrate in your team and why you're bringing them in. Knowing how to manage them and bring out their full potentials. So that they should not just be on your team working, but they should be growing as they are working. You are bringing out their productivity and you are boosting the productivity of the entire team. When we attended the event at the National Employment Forum, one of the speakers says, a good leader trains the employees and the employees will manage the business efficiently. Not the leader or not the boss managing the business, but investing in those that will manage the business. So that being said, how many of us are willing to go home today with team management or team collaboration or team work, starting from team building to team management, team sustaining, crisis management in the team, and all the like. Miss Britney is back with 1 point. Okay, and Miss Faith says 2 points on team management or teamwork or collaboration. Miss Faith 2 points, being the highest bidder at the moment. We are left with 15 more seconds. Okay, teamwork, collaboration, team management, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Miss Britney is back with 3 points. Okay, Miss Britney says in the bank, they work as a team and she's willing to go home with these points even though she is bankrupt. It's amazing to see a bankrupt woman still fighting. Wow, that's beautiful. Miss Leslie, the accountant, says, remember the last challenge. Miss Leslie says, accountants versus bankers, that accountants must win. Okay. Teamwork going 1. Teamwork going 2. Teamwork going 3. Miss Britney says 5 points. Miss Leslie says 6 points. We are already running out of time. So I guess after this bidding, we'll just move straight to the assignments and we will close. 6 points on collaboration. Team management going 1. Team management going 2. Team management going 3. Team management gone. So Miss Leslie is going home today with skill management at the cost of 6 points. And the last virtue on our list, leadership skills. How many of us aspire to be that leader, that young leader that everybody will look up to? Not to be a boss, but to be a leader. We already know the dynamics of leadership, what it takes to be a leader. You know the weaknesses of current leaders. And how many of you want to correct those weaknesses tomorrow? How many of you want to acquire what it takes, the skill in leadership? Miss Aminato says she's ready and she brings in 1 point to acquire leadership skills. Miss Britney comes in with 3 points. I can see Miss Fit typing. Leadership, that is the last skill we are going to be auctioning today. Leadership, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Leadership. Okay, Miss Amirato says 4 points. Leadership going to Miss Amirato 1. Leadership going 2. Leadership going 3. Miss Britney 5 points on leadership. Miss Amirato 6 points on leadership. Who is going home today with skills in leadership? Is it going to be Britney? Is it going to be Samirato? Is it going to be Leslie? Is it going to be Faith? Leadership going 1. Going to Samirato 2. Leadership going to Samirato 3. Leadership gone to Samirato. So Samirato is going today with leadership at the cost of 6 points. That being said, we are going to type out all what you have purchased today for everybody and the number of points you have spent and your point balances. That being said, we are going to be very fast, maybe 2 minutes. I'll just go through the assignment and then we call it a day. Alright, let me know if you're still seeing my screen. On our assignment for today, before the next session, who am I really? This time around, this is how we're going to do it. We will not do it in the form of writing again. We'll do it in the form of a video, as you are seeing on my screen. Do a 2-minute video answering this question and submit your video by Telegram before our next session. Your video should not be more than 2 minutes. I repeat, your video should not be more than 2 minutes. So those who will do the assignment, you are going to gain 5 extra points. Next, value ranking challenge. List your top 5 core values and justify why they matter in a short post. You have to post it in the Mentorship Telegram group. Those who will do it, you list your 5 core values and justify. You have extra 5 points. Then, the last but not the least, which is very striking and amazing, letter to my younger self. Write a passionate letter. Don't bother if you do not get the text. If you do not get the text, you will watch the video and you will get the text from there, okay? Write a letter, a passionate letter, advising your younger self based on what you know now, based on what you've acquired from these sessions. I want you to advise your younger self. So you are writing a letter to your 5-year younger self, advising her or advising him on the path to take in life, what he or she should invest in more before reaching your age. You get it? So that being said, do not forget to fill out the summary. Do not forget to send in your summary lessons on the WhatsApp general group of CYEN. And do not forget to fill in the feedback form. I will send the link to the feedback form now on the WhatsApp group or here on the Telegram group. So that being said, I'm not taking any extra time from you. Let us pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for today. We bless your holy name. We thank you for making it possible for us to gather here. We thank you for CornerStone Youth Empowerment Network. We thank you for the life of all our participants, mentees, coordinators, and mentors. We thank you for the life of our guest speaker as well. And we pray that may you continue to lead us by the hand, that day by day may we continue to build ourselves and develop ourselves for your glory. May we be value creators and value builders in the name of Jesus Christ. Lord, we cover every other session we are going to have with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.